We're live on Shaggy TV here for a little Trackmaster Sim series at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Some buddies of Shaggy, so just gonna put on a little show here. They're starting up a league coming up on Thursday night, so if you're interested in joining that, you can always comment here on this stream. I think they're going to share it over to their page. Maybe they'll reach out to you with their Discord here. Is not sure how many laps we're going to go play tonight, but I'm going to hang out, watch that 29 car here for the opening lap of qualifying. I had to pick the guy with probably the most difficult name in the room here, Bryce DeGuerva, we're going to call that here, as you get to see that there in the 29 machine. But pay attention to that bottom of your screen. It's like F1. Purple's the quickest out of anyone. Green's your personal best sector, and well, yellow, you don't want that yellow, man. That means you're slow. Here is Bryce coming around, getting ready to put in lap number 1, rolls through 3 and 4. What kind of time is the 29 looking at? His time start to click in. Does have quick time with an 18.70. Joey LaDuce, or I have no idea. We're going to go with that because he's Canadian. Currently P4 is the double deuce of John Lide, or Lade. I should know. John's my buddy here. He can hop down to the broadcast booth and tell me how to pronounce that name if he wants to. Currently the quick time, but not for long. He rolls around. Does he improve? He does get purple sector 2. Let's see. Retakes the pole back from the 98 on the second and final lap here as we hop on with the third. It says 37 here on SDK. That sure looks like a 28 to me. As the Chevy machine rolls down the front stretch. Does jump up into the top 3, but Austin Herzog knocks him off in the 17 as he takes P3. Danny, man, where is this guy? We see purple sector 1, green sector 2. Quick time for the 10. Danny, man, he goes out there, shows he's the real deal. An 18.56 is he takes the current pole time right now. The 8 of Trey Ashworth. Or let's see, Robert, where's he at? Purple sector 1. What does he do in sector 2? Purple, that's quick time. How quick is it? An 18.55 for the 32 Sundrop machine. As he rolls that thing around one more time, can he improve yellow sector 1 as he rolls through 3 and 4? Going to be slower there too. Lap 1's going to stand. My man here, CP Christian Peterson, wheels that 71 around lap number 1. P17 not going to be happy with that. Looking for a big improvement. Can he find it? Dives into 3 and 4. Has good grip through the center of the corner. Picks up the throttle. Purple through sector 1. Purple through sector 2. Quick time for the 71. CP parks it on the pole with an 18.49. See here, we got a couple more guys set to hit the track here. Got Ethan Johnson coming around. This is his lap number 1 with an 18.487. That's going to put him P20. He's looking for a big improvement here in that number. Oh, and he's not going to get it hard into the inside wall. The 27 loses the rear end, loops it. And just like that, his qualifying effort's over as we watch. It says the 30. Looks like a 14 to me here. Nick Fredrickson. You know, this isn't easy to do as a broadcaster when the paints don't match the numbers. So hopefully here, once we get the league time rolling, that is definitely a rule because, man, that helps your boy Shaggy up here out. The 30 there. Fredrickson gets into the outside wall on lap number 2. Is not going to improve. Going to have to deal with P14 now as the 12 car of Tony Quadros rolls around. He was P27 out of 27 guys that have qualified, trying to improve. Not what he's going to want, though, and he's going to stay P7 with a 19.41. Almost a second off the pace, so definitely has room to improve, but just don't know if he's going to have enough time to find it. Here's Bill Smith. They call him Rowdy, apparently, here. Rolls down the front stretch. Gets ready to take the green flag here for lap number 1. Oh, he loses the rear end coming off of 2. He's going to have to squash this lap. I'd go to the high side through 3 and 4. He does run the middle. Try to pick up extra speed here for lap number 2. Try to improve this thing, but he's going to run out of time, and he's going to have to deal with lap number 1 here as we get ready to roll. Now, not too sure how many cars we're going to go with here, so I am going to announce the top 20 and roll forward from there. Starting on the outside of row number 10 in the 31, Corinne Smith, into her, maybe his inside in the 99, Steve Walden. Outside of row number 9 in the 23, Joey LaDuce, and to his inside in the 79, Anthony Yankello. Inside of row number 8 in the 29, that's Bryce De Guevara. And to his inside in the double 3 machine, that's Chris Spencer. Outside of row number 7 in the 30, Nick Fredrickson. Into his inside in the 62, that's Dominic Lumley. Outside of row number 6 in the 8, Trey Ashworth. Into their inside in the 37, Ryan Honeycutt. Austin Herzog in the 17 lines up on the outside of row number 5. Into his inside in the 18, that's Cody King. Don Brinkley lines up to the outside of row number 4. And to his inside, a possible relative here is the 98 of Roy Binkley. Yeah, I mean that's not even Blinkley. That's I'm thinking relatives here. That's what Shaggy's going with. The outside of row number 3 in the double deuce, we've got John Leday, and to his inside in that 50 machine, Ross Dalton. Outside of row number 2 in the 5, you've got Ty Fredrickson, and to his inside in that 10 machine, Danny Mann. Outside of row number 1 in that 32 machine, Robert Zub. And to his inside, your quick time in the 71, that's CP, Christian Pedersen. As we get ready here to roll, drivers still, they're probably still waiting on people to grid or figuring out, who they all need to kick out here, but we got 50 laps to play in the fairgrounds here at Nashville. It's going to be hard to get by that 71. He's going to be a dog out front. And, well, he's a longtime friend of mine. Knew him from Xbox way back when, 2007, 8 days. And, man, we linked up again a couple years ago. Here we are on iRacing now. He's had his adventures. And, well, I've had mine, but cross paths here once again, and I know the fact that I'm broadcasting this, you can probably even hear it, I don't care to tell them. He wants to win this thing. Straight up. He's going to make it hard on everybody else. And he'd like to make a statement here in that 71, so I have to see if anybody can play with that 71, or if maybe he's going to spoil the show as we roll down the backstretch. That pace car will get ready to pull in through 3 and 4, and the boys are going to get ready to play here at the fairgrounds. As we roll through 3 and 4, the pace car is off. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. The 71 drops the hammer, and we're ready to play at the Nashville Fairgrounds. 50 laps to settle the score. CP with a good run on the inside, but the 32 with a good run on the outside loses the rear end a little bit, and well, that allows CP to maybe take advantage here, go in, get the shoulders out and use them, but the kid keeps it on the inside. Not going to have a big run, and it's the 32 at the line. Side by side, your front twos. You got Ty Fredrickson making the outside work here, moving on up into P3. Meanwhile, that black and pink machine of Danny Mann is doing the same thing as CP, trying to make it work. Maybe not as much luck as we're seeing the 71 start to have some success. The tires have warmed up. He's not feeling as loose in the center off, and he can get in that throttle a little bit harder. But we've got a pile up on the backstretch, and we're under caution for the first time here at Nashville. Bryce DeGuerra involved, Anthony Ancella, Steve Walden, Ron Brinkley. I mean, this was a parking lot. Let's go back, see if we can get a good view of what happened here. So it had already started. We're going to click our rewind here. We're going to find that 25. Let's see how it kicks off. So he gets some help from the 28. I believe it's hard to tell. Like I say, these guys not matching their paints here. So I don't know if it really is the number 28 or not. I mean, you see him up there flipping. He ends up on the lid. It's not Bryce. Wasn't Yanks here. We're trying to find the guilty party. I believe it was Ryan Honeycutt in the 37. So we're going to go back here a ways. Going to rewind a little bit more, and we're going to hop on board here with Mr. Honeycutt, and going to see if we can't play the blame game a little bit. It looked like maybe got a little too feisty in this 28 as we ride on the roof. You see he does. I mean, he just decides that he doesn't want to lift, drives through him coming off a 2. And when you got a guy doing that this early in the race, normally not good for everyone else behind him. And well, got a parking lot there going down the backstretch, and just like that, CP had the lead. It's going to lead us to the restart here one more time. Not too sure if caution laps. So, Kelly. Hey, what's up, Kellen? Just noticed that chat box. Sorry, I'm a little late here. Just kind of doing this one. Wasn't really paying that much attention to it, but as the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. The 71 drops the hammer. We're back underway. Can he defend, or can the 32 get the outside line to work? Caught sleeping on the restart. Now all of a sudden, Ty Fredrickson going to work there in that 35 machine. We see him listed as the 5. Finds himself on up to P2. Big dive here from the 50 of Ross Dalton. Got himself up to P4. Now has the preferred line here going down the front stretch. Battle for that final podium spot here through the middle of 1 and 2. They're side by side. Almost touch doors. Good run for the 50 to the inside. Ross really making it work, but he needs to do it quick. You don't want to beat up those tires too bad. 50 laps, not a long time, but man, plenty of time to make them angry. So driver's going to do what they have to do to, get done what works for him now. But man, you really got to be thinking about the long run here and pacing yourself. As you see Steve Walton in the 99. Started 19th up to 8th, currently up 11 spots. Your big mover is, let's see who else we got here on the move. We got Chris Spencer behind him. He's up 9 spots. And Ty Fredrickson here, he's up 2 spots. And Ross Dalton 2 as well in 3rd. So 2 guys on the podium moving here early, but I warned you, that 71, he's going to try to make a statement here. I like CP. This kid, he's got a lot of talent, trying to milk it back out of him here. And I don't think he needs any help from me here as he leads the show as we take lap number 12. CP leads him down the backstretch. You see the top, say 8 there, single file. So guys being patient, letting it come to them right now as... Let's see here, a guy I know he's not going to want to be patient. He's going to want to try to move on up this field. We got John Lyday in the 22 here as we look out the driver's side window. I mean, he's half a lane lower than that 10, trying to find grip, trying to get a run here, but right now just can't find a way to get it done in that 22, kind of stalling out where he is in P6. Ross Dalton trying to turn up the wick a little bit here, P2. You see him slowly reeling in that 36 machine in P2. And not too familiar with many of these guys. Don't know, how well they pace themselves, but it seems like as we ride on board here, right now Ross is not fighting that wheel too much. Really smooth turn there in the entry. Not giving it too much here in the center, and that's what you want. You want to let the car come to you. Use the brakes a little bit, help turn this thing, help save your tires. But whoa, he almost loses the rear end there as he lets it float up. Had a big run through the center of the corner, didn't want to back out. Almost paid for it in that 50 machine, and man, oh man, they got it. We hop back. Oh, one spot too late. There we go. Ryan Honeycutt trying to get a run here. Or no, that's Nick Fredrickson, excuse me, trying to get a run under Ryan Honeycutt in that 28. Ryan, the car, or 30, it says 28, but it's a 37. Ryan, the guy who was Shaggy caught guilty of causing the first caution, but trying to drive his way on back up through the field, and Karma's got a way of catching back up to you. Gets a bumper in the middle of the corner. He's able to hang on, but he goes sideways. And, well, like I say, sometimes in the racing world, the gods equal it out themselves. And, you give a guy a bump in the center of the corner, it comes back to you, and that's exactly what happened here. As John tries to work his way into the top 5. He's seeing the 10 of Danny Mann slowly lose touch of this front pack, and John knows, I mean, he's got the pace of CP when he puts his head down. He wants to get up there. He's trying to plug away to get back into that front pack. All over the rear end of that 10 through the center of 1 and 2, but just not able to find the drive to get by. And look, peeks to the inside here. This is the closest we've seen John come side by side as they dive off into 1. Does he muscle him up the track? He does move up about half a lane. You got to make that guy feel uncomfortable, or else he's just going to pull you going down the backstretch, and they almost touch going into 3. John side by side looking for the run off of 4. But he can't beat him to the line as they touch one more time. John gonna float up here, man. He's gotta make him run out of room. There he does. Gets into the outside wall, forces a mistake, and that double deuce trying to move up inside the top 5 is John's got it at the line, but man, oh man, that 10 of Danny Mann just ain't going away yet. Ty Fredrickson in this 36. He's been able to maintain, basically that gap to CP, but not able to go up here and really contend for anything here as we're 1 lap away from the halfway point. Rolling through 3 and 4. We'll have the cross flags in the air this time by as we are halfway. See, you got the front 4, you got the next 3, 1, and then 4. We're starting to space out. Looking like we might have a long green flag run here to close. Unless maybe Shaggy gives us that commentator's curse here. Maybe the 32 starts to get a little impatient because he has run down that 50 machine of Ross Dalton. All over the rear end is that Sundrop car. Johnson's getting up into 5th. He hasn't really been able to close that gap either. You're seeing it possibly extend. I mean, kind of a little shocked. Thought maybe once we saw John move by, we'd see his lap times start to open up here and really get quick as we look at the lap times here. The top 3, no surprise. CP, your quickest car. The last 5 laps, well, until Shaggy said that. Only 100th of a second, but Fredrickson trying to claw into that lead here from CP. Let's see what it looks by this time. Or looks this time by. CP gets it back and then some here as we thought maybe the 5 of Ty Fredrickson was going to trim that fat, but not able to. As do we have a thumbs up for the 99? Do we have a 99 fan? We'll give Steve Walton some love here. So appreciate you tuning in, Skyler. Steve Walden rolling around, and reminds me of the Crazy Taxi almost. All that yellow on it as CP starts to close up on lap traffic here. I believe, yeah, that's Nick Fredrickson. He's got a... That car's beat up a little bit. Definitely didn't look like that at the start of the race. I'm almost certain. And when you got the leaders coming up on you, you just want to hold your line. Not required to get out of the way. You know, this is an F1. Does get out of the way, though. That's a pretty cool deal. Lets the leaders go, and CP tries to extend that lead even more here with 17 laps to go. Whoa, man, you see Ty Fredrickson float so close to that wall on the exit. Almost kisses that backstretch wall, man. But it's just drivers searching for all the speed they can. And drivers searching for speed. We saw that 22 there just drive by. He hopped out a little bit coming out of 4. He is trying to will that thing up to this front 3, but right now, John running out of time. Only 15 laps to go. You see that thing step out again. Looks like he's driving a damn dirt late model at 22. He is driving that thing for all it's worth. As you see it slide out again, I don't know how he's going to be able to keep that up for 15 more laps. And there you see the 10 of Danny Mann tries to peek back to the inside. Maybe has the quicker car right now. John may have used it up here. Is their side-by-side battle, 1 for 5th. Oh, man. John, with a good enough run there going down the backstretch, was able to shut the door through 3 and 4s. The guys bounce around a little bit, wondering if there's a little contact here between 3rd and 4th, as they're pretty close, but doesn't look like they were beating on each other at all as we roll out a 4th. 12 more trips around the fairgrounds. CP, we take a look here. Whoa. So to the tail end here, we're gonna, you know what, we're just gonna show the top 5 here to close out. That's what we're worried about. That's what Shaggy cares about. Now I'm going to change the camera back. I care about those guys in 30 if we didn't stay for the race. Show you the top 5 is John still trying to hold off that 10 of Danny Mann. Danny being as patient as he can. May have to use that chrome horn. It's going to run out of time as there's only 10 laps to go. Leading up for P2 is Ross Dalton making one final charge here in the final 10 laps. 4/5 of the way through, so this is that time where drivers' tires will start to age. And we saw that 22. He's starting to lose the rear end coming off the corner, so we're going to see different guys start to push, depending on how they were driving the car. This is where you gotta try and separate yourself. As San John, that rear end stepped away again. He's got the 10 dive into his inside. Battling for P5. They get the elbows out. They touch coming off at 2. And Danny's gonna fall back in line. Danny trying to build that head of steam one more time here as he gets a run on the 22. Gives him the right front fender, peeks to the inside, but can he complete the pass? As we're gonna ride on the roof here, he gets as close as he can to John. Man, this battle is heating up, and boy, oh boy, it's heating up in front of them here. Is that a lap car? Oh, you gotta love when a lap car comes up here and starts battling with the leader. That's what I was seeing. Who is that? Because, well, Shaggy wants to hate him for it. And doesn't look like, actually, any of those guys. Oh, who is this? Oh, Jake, you guy. Jake Griffin up here pulls out of the pits late. Here, mixing it up. Oh, big wreck here. The 3 out of the 4 guys involved, and just like that, everything that's fun must come to an end. And man, we saw it right there. Caution out. 3 of your top 4 involved. Let's see how it got started here. We're going to try to jump up to the blimp here. You see second and third get together. Tries to slide up, not clear. And after you make contact, not many guys want to back out of that, but it's one of those where, hey, you know, you live to race another day, because if you back out of that, you maybe hold on to P3, but instead, you and about 3 other guys here, their nights are basically over as we come in. Should have a green-white checkered, I'd think, when we get the green flag. CP gonna have to try to hold on. Shouldn't be a problem. Been running out front pretty comfortably in that 71, but now John Lide here, or Lede, we're gonna figure it out, finds himself in P3 now in the double deuce, and well, now that he can sniff that podium, and you know, he sees that carrot dangling in front of him, wouldn't be surprised. See the 22 get aggressive here as we're going to see Jake Griffin rotate to the back. The former Craftsman Truck Series driver here joining us this evening, but I guess was a little busy there, missed the start of the race. Right now CP cool and calm out front in that 71. To take that green-white checkered here, and you got to think with the way he was driving off, as long as he didn't seal these tires over, kept him at a nice temp here. If he nails this start, it's going to be almost impossible for one of those guys to run him down. I mean, unless he counts down the restart for him, it just, you get an advantage as being the leader, you know, firing whenever you want. As you should. You've led the whole damn race. But makes it that much harder on everyone else as you see guys diving around trying to build back up those tire temps. And the 71 of Christian Pedersen looks to drop the hammer as we roll through 3 and 4. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Green, white, checkered at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And boy, is it getting feisty back there in the back. Contact cars bouncing around, no caution yet as the 71 leads by a fender as they dive into turns 3 and 4. The flagman's got the white flag in his hands. It's flying. One more trip around the fairgrounds. CP, does he get the elbows out? He floats up the track a little bit. You got to make the 10 of Danny uncomfortable as they fire down the backstretch for the final time. 3rd and 4th wreck, or 4th and 5th wreck as you see the top 3. This is how it's going to be. Coming to the checkered flag. Christian Pedersen gets it done by 9 thousandths of a second. Danny Mann brings home P2, and the double deuce of John Lede rounds out the podium. Is pretty good opening race here for the boys. And in the Trackmaster Sim Series, Shaggy was drawing a little bit of a blank, had to cheat and use the Discord, but CP takes home the checkered flag, burns it down. No problem, they'll rebuild the motor here before the next one. And Double Deuce parks it on the podium, along with the 10 of Danny Mann here is, well, this is the first time, so he doesn't know how I do business, but he's going to find out how I do business. I interview P3 first, and, well, John, coming down there to the end, man, it looked like you were, you know, trying to hang on for P5, but got a little hairy going down the backstretch with 4 to go, man. What'd your view look like?
Yeah, I was fighting to keep the 2 people behind me until the 10 got around me. I was built real tight there, praying for a caution to cool that right front down, and we got it. Especially the caution being out in front of me. So, real happy.
Now, what I was kind of seeing, actually, you're talking about being tight, but man, it looked like to me, dude, you were loose as hell off. Was it a case of like, maybe so tight it's loose? Were you having to give it that much wheel in the center of the corner?
It wasn't really that. It's just here at Nashville, on exit 2 and 4, the higher lanes tends to be loose no matter what during the race. So really putting the power down there, the car tends to just be free on exit.
Well, hey, man, you're one of the homies putting this thing on. So congratulations here, getting a podium in our first test race. There are a couple people out there watching, so hopefully we get some new guys. You got anything you want to say to them?
Yeah, just hey everybody, appreciate everybody coming out. Love for you to come out and race with Trackmaster Sim Series. And if you want any more information, racemrl.com/TMSS.
It's ridiculous that I don't know this, John, but dude, Liday or Liday? I pronounce it both ways.
If you were a football coach, it was Liday. If you were me, it's Liday.
Okay, so it's Liday. All right, okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You can call me whatever you want.
I'll nail it. Through it. I'm going to call you the Double Deuce most of the year here, but congratulations, Don. Good P3. I'll send you back up there, and we'll interview this young gun here who just hopped in.
Thanks, brother. We love you.
CP, man. I started out, I said, I knew you were going to work a little harder for this one here because, I told you I was going to broadcast it here. You come out there, you get quick time, and you had pressure there kind of early on, but how do you just drive away, man? What's the trick?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was kind of a Sunday drive there. Once I got a little bit of a gap, I could kind of just do what I wanted, but I was expecting them to definitely, be closer or whatever and give me a fight. Was kind of excited for the green white checkered there, kind of throw a mix into it, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, Danny dropped the hammer maybe a tad earlier than you there. Had a pretty good restart. What's going through your head, man? I mean, he's side by side with you coming to the white flag. I mean, did you ever think about, floating it up a little higher, or were you just set on keeping it a clean finish?
Yeah, I didn't want to really use him up. I probably would have used him up in the center if I had to a little bit, but definitely just wanted to be a drag race to the finish. I think he went a little high on entry, and it kind of gave me a good shot, but he had a hell of a run off the corner. So, yeah, it was good. It was a good photo finish there.
Well, man, you might as well practice here for the Thursday nights coming up. You got some sponsors on that thing here. Who you want to thank, brother?
Oh yeah, all the Skyline Chassis, the homies there. Apex Ventures, T&M Automotive Services, 30 Below. Go get your 30 at 30 Below was at C-Page, 30 Below. And that's about it. You for doing the broadcast. Appreciate you. You're the homie. And yeah.
First of many here, bud. Congratulations.
Thanks, Zach.
And with that here, we'll wrap it up on Shaggy TV. Just, nice little test race here. But, man, CP didn't disappoint here. Brought home the checkers in the opening night for the Trackmaster Sim Series. You heard there John in his interview. I didn't ask CP because whether or not they want to admit it. John, he's helping run the show. He's doing a pretty damn good job. He knows all the information. So if you're interested in running some late model stocks, definitely listen to John's interview there. Gave out the Discord information. We love new racers. And, here, your man here, Shaggy. I'm going to be putting on the broadcast every Thursday night. So hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. I'm Zach chatting with Shaggy TV, signing off. Have a good evening.